On Home Factory, we're going to suck up to a common household appliance.
Then we warm our noggins with a Canadian must-have.
And we'll ride out with some real wheelers and dealers.
But first, we're going to color inside the lines with a childhood classic. Crayola, the world's favorite crayon company, produces 3 billion crayons each year.
That's enough crayons to circle the globe 6 times.
And they're produced here at Crayola's 452,000 square foot facility in Easton, Pennsylvania.
The first box of crayons rolled off the line here in 1903. And since then, over 200 billion crayons have been made.
Now, here to talk us through the Crayola crayon creation process is a lady with a very big job, Vicki Lozano.
Working at Crayola is like a magical land of color, where your favorite colors are rainbows and everything is just super fun and colorful and has that unique Crayola smell.
Yep, according to a Yale University study, that unique Crayola smell ranks among the top 20 most recognizable scents in the world.
So the sweet-smelling crayons begin their lives here in these train cars as paraffin wax.
The wax arrives hardened, so an oil-filled boiler heats the rail cars with steam to melt it before pumping it into these silos.
Each silo holds around 45,000 kilograms of wax, which the factory can get through in about a day.
Today, Crayola makes over 3 billion crayons in our factory right here in Easton, Pennsylvania every year. And if you do the math, that's over 8 million crayons a day.
The wax is transferred to these mix kettles, where it's combined with clay to give the end crayon additional strength.
Next, powdered color pigment is added to the mix. It's a mixture of natural and man-made compounds.
We chose to make blue because it's America's favorite.
Blue has always been America's favorite color, and it's not just blue. It's blue, it's cerulean, it's denim. There's actually 6 blues in the top 10 America's favorite colors.
Yeah, but is it your favorite color?
My favorite color is lilac. The world should be purple.
Sorry, Vicki, but majority rules. So the blue wax mixture is heated until it reaches a smooth liquid consistency. And then it's pumped via these pipes to a steel mold with 110 crayon-shaped cavities.
An ejector head fills each cavity with wax. Then water inside the mold cools and hardens the wax into crayons.
Those crayons are ejected into a cool robot arm. Whoa. It grabs and deposits them into a hopper to be labeled. 650 completed crayons are dropped each minute.
The rotary mold and robot arm are overseen by Brian and other crayonologists.
So if Brian had to describe his Crayola experience using only one 3-letter word, he would say...
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I bet he can come up with a pretend reason why he must color every day.
Every day. We have to. We have to test the color with certain rub-outs that we do to make sure the color has consistency to it.
Likely story, Brian. The excess wax is scraped off the mold and sent back to the kettle, so nothing gets wasted.
Whenever I visit the factory, I just love the look of melted wax, all this colorful, gooey liquid that spreads around the equipment, and just a few minutes later, you got a perfectly shaped Crayola crayon ready to be wrapped.
And on that subject, wrapping happens here on this labeling machine run by Tammy.
What we do is we put the label on to make the crown stronger.
There's one interesting fact about our labels. We make over 200 different colors of crayons, but we only use 13 colors of labels.
The crayons are stored in boxes and transferred to the packaging department, where they will meet a man we like to call Roy G. Biv.
That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Yeah, but also purple pizzazz, jungle green, jazzberry jam, fuzzy wuzzy, mountain meadow, unmellow yellow. These guys make over 200 colors.
When you start thinking about colors like timberpool and macaroni and cheese and cerulean and carnation pink and piggy pink, the list just goes on.
Fortunately, today we're making a 24 box, which means Razzle Dazzle Rose is out and Basic Blue is in. The crayons filter down into color lanes and are pushed into boxes.
Those boxes are transferred to this spinning tabletop, where they're grabbed and boxed by factory workers.
Crayola is in every church basement, in every school, in every house. What's amazing is that you can really find Crayola anywhere.
Just imagine, from this central facility, these colorful crayons are shipped out to tiny hands all over the world.
Where they're used to make amazing works of art for proud parents to hang on refrigerators. Aww.
Hey, vacuum cleaners are sexy.
Really?
Oh yeah, this one is. It's the Metropolitan 500 Turbo stainless steel vacuum. A handheld home sucker, handmade in the USA, and handsome to boot.
And this is the Metropolitan Vacuum Cleaner Company's 50,000 square foot facility in Oakland, New Jersey.
Yes, this is Jules Stern, the company president. Jules is here to show us some fun vacuum-based magic tricks.
Now, for every 60 cents you pick up, the magic of this product is that you get a dollar bill.
He also has another great vacuum cleaner joke. It really sucks. Wouldn't you say, Jules?
I sure can't say it sucks, but I won't do that.
Well, it was worth a try. This is Ken and David, VPs at Metrovac and the sons of our new friend Jules. Right, guys? Huh?
Dad is
The grand overseer.
Yeah, he is the micromanager.
Don't
the
say
grand
that. He doesn't like
overseer.
that.
Okay.
He doesn't like micromanaging.
No, he's a micro.
Don't
okay.
strike that,
okay,
Tanya. You
well,
put that in.
Okay, won't tell him that.
Okay, well, let's get started. Vacuum cleaners begin their lives as these stainless steel sheets.
Which are fed into a press to be cut and stamped. Stamping the steel prepares it for drilling by mapping out where all the nuts and bolts will fit in.
Those stamped sheets of steel are fed into a roller, which shapes the canister of the vacuum. Right, Evans?
That's how it works.
You know, Evans can roll up to 2,000 of these each day.
Then he passes them over to his friend Judson in welding.
Hello.
Hello. What happens over here then?
I'm gonna make the sparks fly.
Judson does that by clipping the loose ends of the metal, then welding them together to create a cylinder.
This is a spot welder. It uses electric current to heat and fuse two contacting metal surfaces.
It's the best machine in the world. That's why I like it.
Next up, the canisters are headed to this press, which curls the sharp edges inwards so that no jagged parts are exposed.
This is a baffle, and it's used to separate the motor from the vacuum bag. A simple welding secures it, and the vacuum canister is ready to be made into a vacuum cleaner.
A huge ingredient into these products and the manufacturing of these products is the people that we have out in the factory. You know, a lot of them have been with us for many, many years. So they know what they're doing, they know what to look for, they know what is passable and what's not passable.
Okay, 4 black feet,
Handy.
a black handle,
Ooh, handy.
and a black on-off control switch
Very handy.
are drilled and screwed and punched onto the machine. And then the motor goes in, cords and wires go in, and wire connectors go around the wires. For safety reasons, each vacuum is tested. You know, just to make sure that it turns on when you turn it on.
Ah, so professional. But Jules has a more fun test. See?
Cool.
Want to see it again, or you're okay?
No, I think we're okay. Vacuums which pass the continuity test are fixed with an end cap. That's the back end of the vacuum.
Then a disposable bag and front cap is clicked into place. This is Maribel.
I'm going to test it.
She is conducting a dielectric test, which is a test to make sure that the vacuum cleaner is insulated and that no electric current is touching any of the metal parts of the machine.
Yeah, it's an important job because it means you won't get electrocuted while you're cleaning the house.
If you is beep, it's good. Don't beep, beep, it's not good.
Did you hear a
I heard a beep.
then we're good. All that remains is to add the labels.
And to give it a final polish.
Then the vacuum is bagged, boxed, furnished with instructions, and stacked, ready to be shipped to dusty homes across the nation.
Dudes buy it. Dudettes buy it. They all buy it.
And when you buy a vacuum cleaner and you take it home, you also get a song. You know, so that you can hum while you work.
Over there, there's a hair. Over there.
Where's the hair?
It's my hair.
But the premier will get it. The premier will get it. And the hair won't be there anymore.
Thanks, Jules. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head all day.
Yeah, me too. Some say beanies, some say bobble hats, but right here in the true north, there's nothing more Canadian than a toque, eh?
Well, unless you're talking about Tuck Shop's Canadian toque in Canadian colors, made in Canada and featuring a pom-pom.
Indeed I am, eh? This is Tuck Shop Trading Company's 10,000 square foot facility in North York, Ontario, where the Canadian toque, together with a host of Canadian city and neighborhood toques, are manufactured.
And this is Lindsay Borsk, owner of Tuck Shop. Got anything to say, Lindsay?
Well, what's more Canadian than a toque?
Yep, I guess we got that covered.
Toronto is often called the city of neighborhoods, and sort of piecing the two together is how the line essentially was developed.
Great. Let's talk specifics. What are the most popular neighborhoods to feature on your toques?
Based on last year's sales, Parkdale,
Hipsters.
Cabbagetown,
Hipsters.
Leslieville,
Hipsters.
Junction,
Hipsters.
Bronte,
Pregnant hipsters.
hipster neighborhoods, yeah.
Well, today we're looking at the Canada toque. In fact, you could say we're bringing Canada back.
Justin Timberlake can bring sexy back, and we're bringing Canada back.
And bringing it back with 1.25 kilogram spools of pre-dyed acrylic yarn.
Yarn is fixed to this machine, which unspools and respools it. This process loosens and softens the yarn in preparation for knitting.
The knitting happens in this machine, overseen by Joe.
Joe, we're over here, fella. Hi. Joe has his finger firmly on the fashion pulse.
Every good Canadian needs a good toque.
The softened spools are fed into the knitting machine, which knits them according to a predetermined pattern.
That pattern is defined by this 21st century piece of machinery.
The data tape gives the knitting needles inside the machine a series of instructions.
And the yarn is outputted into these flat panels. Each panel makes 3 toques. Those panels are laid on these 2-meter steaming tables by this lady named Kimone.
Kimone is keen to tell us about the significant shortcomings of these cool-looking tables.
It heats. It gets hot.
And that would be because the steamer releases hot steam from beneath the table through the fabric.
Steaming gives the yarn a better finish and makes it easier to work with.
The panels are sent to Arita, who cuts out the pattern using this bandsaw, a rapidly rotating blade which specializes in cutting curves.
FYI, a scary machine like this requires some serious protection.
It's not that special, it's just protecting my finger from, just not to get hurt and not to cut my finger.
What is it? Like chainmail?
I have no idea. Some kind of...
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call this the most dangerous part of the process.
Next, the toques are headed to the slightly less hardcore sewing team who sew a single seam to stitch the hat together.
I don't know, these guys are pretty hardcore. This is Christina. She can hem about 500 hats each day.
I am a festa like a lion.
Okay, come on then, Christina. Let's see how the toque looks.
Look what you make me do. Look what you guys make me do.
Our work here is done. To the pom-poms.
Who do we have here?
Ellie Chen.
Ellie begins by making a pom-pom sausage.
Okay. She uses a foot pedal to wrap yarn around this spinning barrel. One sausage takes about 1,500 complete turns.
Then Ellie uses a series of plastic ties to shape individual pom-poms.
She snips the ends of those ties using this weird gun. The sausage is cut into pom-poms. And And then those pom-poms are fluffed with a steel-tooth comb and secured to the hat. Oh, and apparently the pom-pom is magic.
We can squeeze the pom-pom, but squeeze like this, don't worry, shake it. The round pom-pom come again. This is a magic pom-pom.
Okay, well, that was fun.
And the toque is complete. How many are you guys putting together, Lindsay?
The factory makes about 500,000 toques a year.
Nice. And you ship to?
Ship everywhere. You want a toque or a beanie?
Americans.
We'll get a toque.
Fantastic. Well, as a wise woman once said, there's nothing more Canadian than a toque.
Well, no, unless you got a Canadian man wearing a Canada toque in Canadian colors to sing the Canadian national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
Right. Or, for example, if you went to a Canadian house where there were several Canadian toques branded with Canadian place names worn by a Canadian child and 2 Canadian men, that would be about as Canadian as things could get.
Okay, please stop.
Gotcha.
Thanks. Ah, is there anything better than riding a bike? The fresh air, the exercise.
The helmet hair, the tight bike shorts.
Yeah, it all screams freedom to me.
So good thing we're heading for a spin to Worksman Cycle's 95,000 square foot facility in Queens, New York, where America's oldest bike manufacturer makes their classic Newsboy bicycle.
And we're here to meet the Worksman president, Wayne Sosin.
Any minute now.
It's probably a traffic thing.
No, here he comes.
Come on, Wayne, put some leg power into it, buddy.
And break.
Anything you'd like to say, Wayne?
We encourage everybody, get out, ride, feel the wind in your hair. That ride on the bike is an experience. The ride in the car is a chore. The bicycle is probably the greatest invention ever made. And if you think about it, it really hasn't changed in 100 years. It's a chain, it's wheels, somehow it's balanced, and you go.
Well, to make a bike, you start by making the body, or frame of the bike. And to make a frame, you use this cool Pac-Man machine to cut steel tubes to size.
That's right. Pac-Man is a cutoff saw, and he spits a light oil to lubricate the steel tubes before chopping them down to the sizes needed to make the bike frame. I love the smell of cut steel in the morning.
Those steel tubes are hand-fed one by one into this machine, which bends them to the proper shape and angle.
It takes 3.5 meters of steel to make one frame. Worksman gets through over 400,000 kilograms of steel every year, enough to make 25,000 bikes.
4 different sizes of pipe pieces fit together like a jigsaw to make a Newsboy frame, and they're assembled to make the body of the bike.
And then the steel is off to the welders. They all ride bikes, right, Roberto? Huh?
No, I'm driving. I got a car.
Okay, fine, but this is where things get pretty hot.
Muy caliente. Está muy caliente esto.
Meaning hot, not sexy, right?
Muy caliente. Sexy too. You know Spanish.
The frame is brazed at a temperature of 760 degrees Celsius. Those gloves he's wearing are made from leather and Kevlar and can protect against temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius.
Then it's over to Aubrey for a second weld.
I'm gonna put that swagger, baby. I'm gonna put that swagger. Don't worry about it. This is the real deal.
Aubrey hammers the pieces into place, resulting in a strong and safe bike frame to cruise around on.
This is where the magic happens.
Okay, now for the painting. And that's done by this artist named Louis.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Louis sprays the frame using a spray gun. Each one takes about 2.5 minutes.
When I paint the bike, we finish, we put in the urban. That's all I do.
The frames are cooked in a drying oven for 30 minutes at 154 degrees Celsius.
So while that's happening, let's go take a look at the wheels.
The wheel rims arrive pre-made, and then 4 things happen. They're laced with spokes, tightened with a gun, balanced to get rid of any wobbles, and fit with a tire. Okay, so with the frame built and painted, and the wheels spoked and filled, it's time to put this bike together, man.
Bike assembly is overseen by production manager, general manager, and all-around bike fan, Lenny.
I ride a bicycle daily, on a daily basis to work.
Oh, great. Well, I bet he knows a good place to buy a bike. Huh?
from here.
Good idea. So tell us about the assembly, Lenny.
The magic happens here because if we screw up here, then forget about it, we fail.
Well, we better let them get started then. First up, the fresh from the oven frame receives a chain.
The chain is what takes your foot pedal power to the wheels, making you move.
The fender and wheels are next, followed by kickstand, pedals, handlebars, finally, the seat.
We really emphasize comfort on our bike. Big saddle, very thickly cushioned, that makes it comfortable for most people to ride.
The seat is tightened and the bicycle is complete, ready to be shipped, and used by, well, pretty much anyone who wants to look a bit cool riding through their neighborhood.
Bit?
I think, look at the bike, it just looks cool. When you get on it, it makes a statement. It tells you, hey, this guy's riding a cool bike. It's the kind of bike that people come over and say, that's pretty cool, where'd you get that?
That guy actually does look pretty cool on his bike.
Hey, hi there.
Hello. Plus, it kind of jazzes up the front yard, right? I mean, you don't really even have to ride it.
Yeah, but with a retro rod like this, you won't be able to stop yourself.